Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The message behind saying the title of the Heavyweight Podcast is to be able to say that we can weigh in on some heavy shit. You know, what we're talking about is important from every aspect of it. It's a heavy weight. It's not just about physical weight, but the weight of things that can weigh our minds. So I think it's dope that we can have this conversation.
What's good? This is episode 174 of the Heavyweight Podcast.
Yay.
I am your antisocial host, the never favorite, Stutter McFly, with these two guys. Go ahead and state your name for the beautiful people out here.
Starts over there. Just time.
Oh, it's Molito.
Not the grouch, nothing.
No, I'm not grouchy no more. I'm going to therapy.
Oh, okay.
You should do that Molito the Grouch origin story like I sent you.
Did you?
Remember? They did it on SNL. The guy was the Grouch. And he had his origin story. He was like, I like the trash. He's like, man, Oscar, you're such a grouch. And he was like, yeah. Okay. All right.
And I'm Teeth Murray.
Teeth Murray.
Are we supposed to be serious?
Sorry.
I like that one.
Oh, man.
How were your weeks?
I'll go first. How do I start that? I can't pause. My nuts is sore.
He's sitting on peas as we speak.
I can't. Yeah, my nuts is sore. No more chillings. Yeah.
You out here just shooting blanks in the club, huh?
Hey, shoot it up.
How was your walk?
Well, after you drugged up still, so. But
Did they swell?
I don't need to know
it just hurts. I got stairs. That sucks. That's the shitty part. They didn't discuss that part.
We need to know this, man.
No one
I
discussed.
don't plan on getting it.
No one discussed the stairs.
Yeah, it might
Did-
hurt.
Did you take them in stride? Like you take
One at a time. Like
One step at a time.
yeah. I felt like I was walking up to the 10 Commandments.
Oh my God. All right.
One step at a time. My week was cool, man. Just getting ready to go see my my brother and my niece and nephew next week for Thanksgiving, and hopefully I don't have to cook too much because
Happy Thanksgiving.
This seems like every year I do that and
What?
I forget
you forget the Thanksgiving.
that I'm hosting.
You got that turkey ready?
That's why I do that. The face.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared.
You're not gonna brine the turkey for what 72 hours? Some crazy shit.
You
they
know
do?
what's funny? That's how you get out of it.
Like
You just start serving dry turkey. Like it ain't in Kevin's house no
yeah,
more.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
I know my brother like a couple months ago. He's like, man, we're not doing turkey, man. We're gonna just do a brisket. I said, oh, so you gonna stay up all night with it? Because I have no intentions of being up all night watching the brisket. So now I think we're just doing hens.
Those are quicker.
Quicker.
Every time you say hens, I think those chickens ain't clucking like they used to.
They not. And what else
I
is man?
respect it.
Just preparing, man. I think all I'm making is dressing. I think that's all I'm cooking.
That sounds exciting.
Do you do?
Go ahead, ask a question.
I'm gonna say it that way. Fuck it. Do you do like nigga dressing?
Yes.
Like the giblets and all that?
No.
Oh, so you don't do like nigga dressing.
I don't like gizzards and shit like that. I don't
Liver
eat
in
that.
it? Oh yeah, I like the nigga dressing and gravy. Like, oh, give me them chunks.
Yeah, I don't do the gizzards. I don't eat
You like
gizzards.
it? You like that nigga shit?
I don't eat gizzards.
You like that's too niggerish.
I'm not gonna go buy a pack of gizzards and fry them up just to throw in the dressing.
See, this is something people don't know about me. I love that shit. I put that shit in my ramen. Like,
Now I did see some shit where motherfucker made a seafood dressing, and I said,
for turkey?
no, we don't. The dressing don't go in the turkey. The dressing's a separate dish.
I get you, but you eat it with. You don't eat yours with the turkey.
Yeah, we do. But it was a seafood dressing. It looked fire. Like
you
he made
mix it with the turkey.
He didn't mix it with the turkey. He did. I mean, I guess you eat it with the turkey. It's a side dish. Just it looked fire to me. I said I'd fuck that.
You're gonna have
shit
to
up.
send it to me because I'm not buying it.
Sorry, I'm shooting in time footage because we never get to do that.
But that's it. That's it.
We did well. You see how we just didn't.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You're
I just want to say first and foremost, happy birthday to my dad. This week will be his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
So, this week just they don't know it yet, but I'm sure they figured it out with me by now. I won't be there for that many days. It's gonna be a long Sunday, a Monday, long Tuesday, and Wednesday is to be determined.
Yeah.
This motherfucker had the nerve to, and it started with Tombach. These motherfuckers had the nerve to walk around, and the usual suspects they were bringing into the office to quote unquote beg them to come in on Black Friday because they're preparing for a heavy day. So they brought Tombach in and said, "Hey, we noticed the last few Black Fridays you haven't been here. Can you come in?" When he told me, I said, "Nigga, that kind of sounds like a talk to me, no matter how they kind of dress it up."
Yeah.
I said, if they come to me with that, I was like, "Did you know that FMLA is a thing and it's federal and that you might want to make sure I don't talk to my lawyer?"
It's like, yeah, you're right. I haven't been. You're very observant. Like
the fact that you guys got the balls to say, "Hey, we're going to bring you in office to quote unquote just talk to you," but then you're throwing out, "Hey, just so you know, it's a work day." It's like, just so you know.
If they think Black Friday gonna be bad, the day after
that's
Christmas
what I
is
don't
gonna
understand.
be worse.
I was like, why you guys think Black Friday is the day? Like
the day after Christmas
Saturday
is gonna be worse.
It's gonna be rough. Then Monday, because y'all still do Amazon packages, right? Because Cyber Monday is coming. Like,
but we usually don't get to see the effects of that till a couple of days after. So that
Black
everyone
Friday
orders
on Friday or Saturday.
You get Black Friday most of Black Friday's volume is Monday, and then most of Monday's volume doesn't hit to Tuesday and Wednesday.
And then you're essentially dealing with the early Black Friday deal. So you're dealing with everything that started on Monday, Tuesday, whatever. And so,
but like I said, they should be worried about the day because Christmas is on a Wednesday.
You know what's funny?
They should be worried about the day after Christmas.
I don't want to jinx myself, but they have yet to talk to my ass. I think they know the deal. Since I've been a driver, I've yet to work a Black Friday. Weird, huh?
I'm working Christmas.
On Christmas? Oh, because day?
Yeah. Christmas
overtime
Day. It will be because they fucked up. They told us there's no overtime, but I was like, well, everyone works on Wednesday. The whole shift.
Yeah.
Every shift works on Wednesday.
Yeah.
They ain't said shit about it. I was just like, so you gonna pay us all overtime? Cool. I might find a new project that day. Where
just so you guys know out there in Brown world, you come to my ass, I might have to seek a representation from an attorney.
You don't have to. You just don't show up, and then if they pursue,
no, they're not gonna. I'm just saying the fact that they're even having a conversation is grounds for.
Yeah, you're silly.
Well, they're probably doing that because a certain they're probably remembering that a certain manager about two years back got fired because things weren't being done in a timely manner and pickets were being missed because drivers weren't working. And they blame the manager for that. So maybe if we get enough people to call off, the asshole just might be fired.
Oh man,
I don't think you have to get people.
They're gonna call off.
I was laughing because they were saying that people at work was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "All right, cool. You have vacation. Use it."
So before I further
Sorry,
incriminate myself here, I guess I'll just get to the shenanigans. Also,
well,
I gotta say because I've been writing, there's another freestyle coming.
Okay.
Shout out to Alisale because he keeps pushing me. Like he was like, "Hey man, I need you to rap to this beat," and he'll circle back around like, "Hey man, that beat that I asked you to rap over, what's going on with that?" So that's so he keeps circling the block like, "Hey man, like you thought I forgot like that one beat, that one." So it's coming.
I just want to just say that real quick that Dez is not here today because she's dealing with some family stuff.
Yeah, Dez, shout out to Dez.
So we miss you.
I don't want to.
We'll hold you.
Well, down. I mean, they miss you.
Yeah,
We'll
I
hold you
was.
down.
I didn't want to put her.
That's his way of saying he miss you.
Her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Love you.
It's yeah. She'll be here soon. So, we're gonna get into the shenanigans. Oh, these are always curated by what I see. Okay, let's go ahead. What moment in life challenged your self belief the most, and how did you overcome it?
Like the belief I had in myself.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is about doubts, essentially, like you doubting yourself, you not believing in yourself. What made you overcome your self belief the most?
I don't think I can think of one moment. I think I probably had a multitude of little moments where, excuse me, like when you make a decision and it don't turn out the way you thought it would, and then I'm reflecting, I'm like, man, I should have.
Like fucking?
No.
That happened to like I thought for sure I was good, and then they were like, "Hey, you got a kid coming." I was like, "Fuck."
I'm talking about like when you make a decision that that was important. You chose one of those type of decision where it's either right or left, and you pick a path, and the path didn't go to where you thought it would.
Gotcha.
And so in hindsight, you try to reevaluate. I try to reevaluate the process that got me there. Like, what did I do wrong? Now, I also understand that a lot of times I can't see the future, and I can't foreshadow what's going to happen. And because you can never take into account the outside factors. So, but I think that's probably the only time I really question how the fuck did I get here? Type.
Like, you mean like questioning your current position, or like just anytime?
Anytime
say
it happens.
anytime.
Anytime it happens.
I feel like
Oh, were you asking me that, or are you asking him?
just in general.
Oh, because I was talking about anytime it happens.
I think specific. There's a couple of specifics. Coming to, I'll take it to the Navy. I never considered myself as a mechanic, but I was like, this would probably be a good route to go. And I wasn't sure if I was learning the shit, picking it up, or none of that. And I think like when you get thrown out to the wolves and like, hey, you better go fix this, and you're like, fuck. Like the training y'all gave wasn't this. And like in those moments, I've had many of instances where it's like, I ain't never seen this shit in my life, homie. Like, you just asked me to do this. Okay, I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna figure it out. And like after you like actually do it step by step and do it a few times, it becomes routine. But like in the beginning, nigga, I probably was the only person thought I was gonna get fired because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
I know this is a off topic. I'll answer. You ever see aliens out there?
Aliens in the ocean? It's easier to explain like so I was in the engine room, basically. It's nuclear reactor, but I was in the underneath. So I was, what was it, 7 decks below the water line. So I didn't see daylight a
So you're the
whole lot
Hulk.
of times.
You're the Hulk then.
No, probably just Homer.
I asked that because you heard that shit about the alien shit, right? They're claiming
On the ocean?
yeah.
I
In
mean,
the
I thought
ocean
we've been
depths.
saying that.
Yeah, I've always believed that,
Yeah.
but like I guess they're confirming. I was curious because someone asked me to ask you since you're in the Navy.
Nah, it's cool at night. It's the coolest shit in the world to see at night. But I mean,
Do you glow?
no, you don't see anything for
Oh, I'm asking if you glow.
me.
You were next to a nuclear reactor.
Oh no, I didn't get that much radiation. I got some. I got like.
Did you Hulk smash?
Minor chemo.
Chemo light.
Okay, all right. I think self belief that I had the most doubt with was I think that being an adult, honestly, because when I realized, when you're what the thing about UPS is when I started, it was like you work part-time and you work part-time for so fucking long and you're so used to just getting by with the check by check and doing this, and then one day they go, guess what, man, adulting is happening now. You got to find a place to live that's a little bit more expensive and pricey, and you start to question if you can do it, because you're like, I've never adjusted to this. So when I went full-time driving, and then rent turned into mortgage, you realize that shit happens whether or not you're prepared for it or not, but you just kind of,
Bills don't
you're like,
stop.
oh shit. Like, but then when you do it, you're like, okay, I think I got a handle on it. Then you don't, because something happens, and then you just adjust and you keep adjusting. And that's what I feel like life ends up becoming, is you're adjusting on the fly, because there's so many things that could be thrown at you that you're not prepared for. So the self-doubt eventually, I felt like, for me, went away, because I just understood something else is going to be thrown at me, and I'm going to just have to adjust to that shit when it happens too. So the doubt is, or the self-belief, or the question of that is, I mean, it happens, but eventually you just understand, like, hey man, just gotta do it. Like, it's just it's that's the part of adults, and you put one fucking pants leg on at a time, and put your big boy pants on, and that's how I looked at it. Yeah. So could you guys share a personal experience where self-doubt almost held you back?
Oh, yeah. Recently was, this job. Because I was comfy at my other job. I was real comfy. I thought everything was, where it was at, where it needed to be. Oh, I'm gonna retire here. And then had the opportunity to go the first time, and I was like, nah, I'm cool here, man. I'm not going there. And then I was like, well, I don't even know if I can handle this, because like I know what I'm doing here. Like, and I was seeing pictures and stuff or whatever it was, like, because I went to visit, and I was like, that seems like a lot. And I'm like, and then eventually I think it was one of those, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Cause like everything on the other side weighed out so much better for me and my family, as opposed to my comfort of knowing what the fuck I'm doing here and trying to go learn something new at fucking 38, 37.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a complete life change. And I was like, that's different. It's mechanics, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? But I almost didn't go. And granted, they piss me off sometimes, but it's turned out a lot better. So I'm glad I didn't talk myself out of it. I talked myself out of it for like a year, like straight.
Oh.
I think for me, it kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, like when the other foot dropped in adulthood. It's like, man, is this something I can maintain? Something I can actually go out here and grind and get it? And then, like, I think the third foot drop when she told me she was pregnant. I was like, oh man, like now I got more responsibility on top of the responsibility.
I want to say something real quick.
Third foot.
No. I can see the weight loss in your face.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I see you, and keep at it.
I appreciate that. My wife said I lost weight too. I told her to stop trying to fuck.
You didn't say stop.
Yeah, I did. Stop
You
trying to
said
fuck.
that sarcastically.
Yeah, it was. It was. But yeah, it's just I have this terrible thing of being hard on myself.
You do.
So I doubt myself a lot. And I mean, it is something I'm working on. But I don't think it's more so of me not being capable of whatever is in front of me. It's just more me not being able to see me be capable. You know, like I can go through the history of what I've dealt with and notice that in the end, I somehow managed to be okay. But every time I face it, it's I always do have some level of doubt of like, I don't know if this is just going to be the thing that breaks me, type thing. So,
you know what? I feel like I kind of go through something, but it's like in a different sense, because I feel like I have an expectation of me somehow, and I could be wrong, but I feel like sometimes I might. I don't know if that's self-sabotage or not. Like, I don't know if I deliberately don't live up to the expectation because I'm afraid of if I'm trying my hardest and I don't feel it hit my expectation. But I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a tough one.
You ever, it's like, you have it feeling like maybe if you do try to follow through what was expected of you and you don't live up to it, that you'll be let yourself down, kind of thing.
I feel like I failed.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't feel like that. I shouldn't, because the expectation's outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I shouldn't take that as being a driving force in any sense, if that makes sense, unless it's like my family where I get that. But it's like still, as you said earlier, it's you got to do what's best for you because your best you trickles down.
Because it's best for everyone else.
Yeah. So like that's where I struggle in that because it's not like it's weird because it's like it's not trying my hardest because I'm like fuck dog I feel like I'm giving it all but I'm like there's more but I don't know what the fuck that looks like.
Yeah. I can agree with that too. Like I don't know because like I do go through these like periods where I feel like I'm failing everybody. Like I'm not doing enough. And then I think I try to compensate for that, and then I get to the point where I feel burnt out, and I'm like, man, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Like you're doing too much, trying to do everything. So I do sense that, but I think part of that is still kind of intertwines with the doubt because I feel like it's part of my personality to kind of like try to hyper focus or like try to prove that I like that the doubt was pointless.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go harder to show you that. No, I don't know why are you tripping, Maurice? Like you got this. Just go harder. And I mean, sometimes it works, and then like when I get like stuck in that, like I just can't seem to get over this hurdle for some reason. I don't know why this one particular hurdle is the bane of my fucking existence right now. Like then that has like the negative effects, and I kind of regress a little bit, and then I get then the thoughts and the self doubt kind of increases inside. But I do try to just kind of like steady make progress forward, whether it's an inch or a mile, whatever the case may be, just to try to get to the get out of it.
Yeah, I can see it. That's
I didn't share, did I?
No.
God damn it. As an artist, I'll say this, like when I would ordinarily when you come across projects and things, I remember specifically doing stuff for the America's Best Dance Crew. I remember they were like, "Hey, this song that you did, it was just supposed to be the snippet, but we kind of want to make it a whole song." And so I went home and I wrote, but I was thinking I was being super fucking like optimistic about where this could reach. So I'm like, I can't cuss because then it would limit the reach of where it gets. So I'm like trying to write it, and I'm trying to keep it super specific to like sports references, and I'm writing, and I'm like, all right, and I send it back, and I realized when I listened to it as I got like when you make it in the moment, you're thinking, oh, this is dope. Then I fuck around and listen to it a couple months later, and I was like, yeah, I pigeonholed myself to the point that I didn't make something good because I was so worried about what
you box yourself in.
Yeah. So when I look back on that situation, that was one of those things that when the other opportunities come after the fact, I felt super fearful of not redoing the same mistake because it was like, that's not, I'm way better than what that was, but I was so hyper fixated on, oh, I got to make sure there's no cussing in it. It can't have this and it can't do that. And it ended up like, it sounded like some weird version that was trash. Like I never will share or play that song for anyone because it was trash to me. And, so like that person, that self-doubt crept in because I was like, maybe not, I'm not as good as I thought I was if I couldn't do that the way I wanted, like the way they wanted me to in a dope way. But then I had other instances where it happened after the fact. But like that fearful moment that crept in was like, dude, like maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was if that shit came out like that. But then like you realize that you kind of got to do things in your own way and don't try to fit whatever box or mold that they want it And then the cool thing was that shout out to District 78 that they didn't even tell me, yeah, make it this way. My dumb ass just was like, hey, I gotta make sure that this reaches the masses. I can't cuss. I can't do this. And they're like, nigga, this isn't the rapper that we asked for. What is this? Like, I was just trying to make sure it was commercial friendly. Like, so, and I said, you just realize that you got to do things your own way. And when you figure out the way that you do them, that it'll sound dope or fresh no matter what people think of it, because you're doing it your way and not some weird ass fucking cookie cutter thing that you think that they might put you in. But yeah. So what practices do you reinforce to yourself daily for self-confidence?
The practice that if I made an attempt, I've done more than most.
That's true. Most people can't even do that.
So if I just sit down, especially because with me being home lately, I try to do at least one thing productive each day. Let me not just sit here and dwindle in my thoughts, because Lord knows I've been trying to stay out of my thoughts, because that's not been a good place to be. So I just try to stay as productive as possible. I've made it a point to be at everything my daughter has done. Since I've been home, which is it's just really fucking exhausting.
It's
really exhausting.
I would think like you're like me in that way, or that sense, like when you start a day, you feel like there's only so much time in a day, and if you're not up by this time, you've already wasted a certain amount of your day to accomplish something.
The thing is like, even with me not working, I'm probably still up the same amount of time in the day as I would be if I was working.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is that now the time slot has kind of shifted.
Mm-hmm.
So now instead of getting up at 4 to go to the gym before work, since that's not that issue, I get up at 6. But at 6, I don't go straight to the gym. I get up at 6. I get dressed. I make my daughter breakfast every day. I pack her lunch. I take her to school. Then I go to the gym. Then by the time I get home from the gym, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. I shower. I try to do something productive. Look up, it's 1:30. Time to go get her from school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then by the time I get her from school, homework. Mondays we got practice at 6. Monday she has choir, so she gets out of school later. And then Tuesday we have practice at 6. Wednesday we have practice at 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like,
so you got another job.
It's like a whole nother schedule. It's a whole nother schedule I'm balancing. And then also it's like I made it a point to where I try to cook 4 out of the 7 days. So now I'm cooking breakfast in the morning, then I'm trying to cook dinner 4 out of the 7 days at the same time. So I try to be like where I don't want to have like too much idle time, because the idle time is where you start to get those negative thoughts and you start to think about, because it's very, very easy to harp on everything that's not going right. So I just try to focus on what's going well. I think for me personally, like especially recently, like the gym has really helped me, because I will be in the gym hour to 2 hours, like, and feel no way about it. Like I'm done when I'm done. Like if I feel like sitting in the sauna for 30 minutes a day, I'm sitting in the sauna for 30 minutes a day after I work out.
I need to do that, because I don't get the chance to.
Because literally the Friday I worked out for an hour, then I did 30 minutes on the treadmill, then I went to the sauna, then after the sauna I went and sat in the massage chair, then I went home. Like I was literally at the gym 2 hours. It is what it is, because it's like I'm gonna be here 2 hours and be doing something productive, or I'm gonna go home and play Call of Duty.
I miss those days.
So it's like,
when I was on leave, me and the gym were like this. I get it. Like when you just sitting there, you just lock in for 2 hours. That's a beautiful thing, man. Like to have that, like, because like if you got some demons, nigga, the gym will help you work them demons out. That's for goddamn sure.
And I don't know what it is about like that weird coincidence is that, like, I don't know if this happens for you, but it seems like whenever I'm at the point in the gym, I'm like, man, I'm fucking sick of this shit. I'm tired. I'm about to give up. That one song comes on and you be like, oh yeah, nigga, I got it.
It's either a song for me, or it's that one person that you hadn't seen in a while, that either you hadn't seen and you see him back in there and you go, if you can push through this, then I can too. Or they'll say something encouraging to you to make you like, you know what? I can push it a little bit more. Like, it's always like something. I always feel like there's always a sign in something. Like something will come around that you need to see in that moment. You just got to be open to it.
Yeah, that's crazy because I'm starting to see people at the new gym from the old gym, right? And since I go later now, they're like, "Oh man, what happened to you?" And I was like, "Well, I've been coming over here." And it's like, "Why you don't come early anymore?" Well, because I don't have to get up, so I'm not early. But like the couple of times, like because sometimes on Saturday when I go Saturday, I go like early at 4 before I come here, and I'm like, people are like, "Man, you still?" Yeah, I'm still getting it. I get here around 7:30 instead of 4:30. You know what I'm saying? So it is kind of like a little bit of motivation when people
because they're saying they see you, even if they hadn't said anything in the entire time that they've seen you before. When they see you, man, like you're like, oh, so you like okay, and then you start getting a little bit like, all right, cool, like, yeah. So, what about you?
I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to answer because it's I feel like I'm working on that in the middle of it right now.
I use your moniker throughout my day. You got to feel the feels.
Feel the feels.
That shit gets me through a lot of shit.
But
I always say sometimes you just got to cry.
I'm in a weird space right now because I'm like, I feel like I'm doing a lot, but I feel like there's another percentage I could hit. And I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I can do it. Because I don't want to be that person who sleeps for 2 hours because then you're just killing yourself.
Yeah.
And like, because people say that, and I'm like, if you listen to people, they're like, sleep is important. You need to do that. So it's like, I got to figure this balance out to where I'm like, can I cram more in? And the answer has to be yes, because people do this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So
the best advice I can give you, Kevin, is that you have to start figuring out what tasks or what things you can add to a multitask. Like what,
yeah.
Like for instance, like for me, like on like Sundays when I get up, right, and I'm like putting together all the podcast stuff, right? Before I even sit down, I go put laundry in.
Yeah.
Then I come upstairs and I start working because I know there's going to be a part where I got to let the computer do its thing.
Oh, I get that.
I can't touch nothing. So then I get to the part where the computer got to do its thing, and then while the computer's doing this thing, now I'm on the iPad doing my thumbnail. And then by the time I'm done with that one episode, now I can go put the clothes in the washing machine and the dryer. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I agree with that, but like I think my fear of that is I understand myself when I get hyper focused in the shit.
You want the singular.
So
task.
like if I like not even singular, like if I just lock in on shit, like something lacks and it's more in the emotional aspect. So I don't want to lose that of myself. So I'm like, how the fuck do I find that? Because I know there's that gear where I'm like, nigga, we could go and like shoot everything to the moon. Anything I shoot at, fuck it, target. But I don't want to lose this part of Kevin.
I don't think you're gonna lose that part of Kevin.
I don't know. I'm terrified of it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And in my experience, whenever I'm getting there, my daughter brings me back.
Just gotta trust it.
You gotta trust it. You gotta trust it, and you'll know.
It's tough because it's an unknown.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I think I was saying earlier, like it's hard to give into the unknown. Like we want to control. We want to control every situation. It's hard to accept the fact that we have no control.
Yeah.
But I think at some point you got to just have the mindset of, I'm doing what I perceive as best in the moment.
Yeah.
And I have to be willing to accept whatever the outcome is. But I know for me personally, whenever I feel like I've gone too far away, like my family brings you back. Like I was saying on the Talking Shit episode, like there's been moments where I'm locked in and I'm focused and I'm trying to figure out something and I just can't get it. And it's pissing me off. Like, why is this not working how I want it to work? And it just always, for me, it always seems to happen at that moment. My daughter wants to play, or she comes and says, "Dad, can I get a hug?" Or "Dad, I love you, Dad," or something like that, right? And it kind of like brings me back, it grounds me, gets me take the deep breath, and then it kind of like refocuses me.
So let me ask you this. So I guess I look at it like this, because I feel like I'm moving pretty good through stuff, but I feel like I'm saying, I might be in third or fourth gear. You know what I mean?
You trying to get the sixth gear?
Yeah, but I'm like, can you run a car at sixth gear?
You can.
The whole time.
You can.
Or do you have to shift down sometimes? And I don't know how the fuck, like, is there a shift down if you're going to go into it? Because when you go into it, it's like, nigga, don't shift down till you get to where you got to fucking get.
Think about this.
And that's
way.
what scares me. Like,
think about it this way: you can run a car at 6th gear, but you're going to burn more gas.
yeah, a lot.
At 6 because you're going faster.
Yeah.
You're going harder, right? You're going to burn a lot more gas than you would at 3rd or 4th gear. So if you're at 3rd or 4th gear now, and things seem to be great, and you're coasting, and nothing's lacking, nothing's slacking, what's wrong with 4th gear?
Because I want to see what 6 feels like.
Yeah, but sometimes I get that, but sometimes you have to. It's the same thing as saying that sometimes it's the same thing as saying like you have to understand that you are enough. Sometimes you gotta understand that right now 4th gear may be all you need to be enough. Maybe the family don't need you to be a 6th gear right now. Right now 4th gear works for everybody. Now when you have to upshift and hit 5th and 6th, that'd be the time. And I feel like life will tell you.
Oh yeah, I'm about to make a shift real quick because I got some shit to take you.
I do. I feel like life will tell you when it's time. Okay.
Because it's different when you like, it's in that hyper focus mode. It's almost like a tunnel vision of shit. Even if it's multiple tasks, you're like, hey, none of that shit. Like, okay, look, I got you, but I gotta get this done. Like,
my only answer would be for to reinforce self-confidence daily is that I get up every day and I hear my dad's voice and he says, you know what you got to do. And I go to the gym and go through it. Even when I'm just not feeling it, I'm not up to it, I'm exhausted. I just hear my dad's voice, you know what you got to do? And I go, yeah, he's right. And then I just get up and I go through it. And by the time you've hit that stride, you're like, I'm like you said, Mo, I'm doing what I'm already, the attempt has already let me know I'm doing more than whatever most of these people are doing anyway. So it's like, okay. And then you start getting in that mode and you're like, all right, I could be fucking on my 3rd rep of something or at work or whatever. And I'm like, I've already done most in this day than what other people and just barely starting a day have done. So I just wake up and hear that voice, you know what you got to do. And I just get up.
I think it's something like, my numbers could be wrong, but something like 20 to 25% of the population actually has a gym membership, and then of that, only 1 to 3% actually go.
yeah, they're making a killing.
Especially if they're doing what fucking Planet Fitness was doing and shit, where it's like you got to come in and to cancel this shit. And they be like, you know what, $10 ain't so bad. They can keep taking $10, and you're like, nigga, $10 adds up.
$10.
Because my thing used to be the same way. Like, man, I'm gonna just go, and I don't care if I half-ass every set.
You went.
I went.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question? How do you guys let ego drive at all?
Sometimes, yes.
Are we talking about in the gym or just period?
Yes. I think that's a man thing.
I'm not good at it. My ego be talking, nigga, and I just be like, shut up. Shut up, dog. Like, we can't be doing that. Like, you can't be at work just chill out.
I think that's a man thing.
Oh,
For me, especially in the gym, I'd be like, I can do this heavy. I can go heavier.
I learned my lesson with that shit. I don't do that shit no more. I got a fucked up ankle. A fucking shoulder. My shoulders fucked up. My fucking forearms fucked up because I was over here trying to be Mr. fucking Hulkamania here and shit and fucked up. And I'm over here like, nigga, when you wake up in the morning and you can't move your whole arm and you know where you can pinpoint exactly when it happened, you're like, nigga, I don't need no ego. Fuck ego right now, okay?
That ego down when we get to the gym.
Shit. When your whole fucking body aches, you don't fuck ego.
Also, for me, I had to realize that my ego plays a big role in my relationship sometimes, because when I get into my mode of like if I tell my wife something or I say something and it's like she hits me with the why, I'm like, I don't want to explain myself. I just need you to fucking do what I asked you to do.
Oh yeah, I do get that. That's when the ego do come in. I didn't even think about that. Where I'm like,
that's the ego. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to explain to you today why. I just need you to do what I asked you to do. I don't want the questions. Like, just like it's important, you know. And so I had to, like, we've gotten to some tats recently over this, and I was like, I had to realize, okay, I'm wrong. I apologize.
I got checked with no words in Chicago over ego. We was at the rental car place and she was like, we can't rent it out to you. Names don't match on the credit card. And I was like, She had an afro, little black chick, and she was like, her eyes got so big, and I was like, I think she's waiting on me to get mad. I'm gonna back out of this. Like her eyes, she was like, I was like, yeah, she won. She won.
How do you handle criticism or negativity from others regarding your ambitions?
I don't.
Criticism is different than negativity to me.
I don't. I just block it.
Criticism?
Negativity.
Yeah, negativity. I'm like, what's that for?
Now, the criticism depends on what type of criticism. Like, if you're critiquing something I do to improve, to improve it, I will accept that. But if you're just being critical of me just to be critical, to be asshole, I'm going to block.
Depends on where the source is too.
Yes, that's
because I think back to the game.
Like when I was telling you about the grass. That was
that was an ego lesson there. That was an ego lesson. But I think like to the game when he was talking about recording with Dre, and Dre would just walk out eating cereals like, it's not it. Do it again. Dre tells you that, shut the fuck up. Do it again.
Yeah.
Now if some nigga at Walgreens was like, it's not that good, you're like, hey, you know what, nigga, check me out. That's different. But like negativity, like get the fuck out of here. I ain't got no time for that. Like get away from me. Like that shit is crazy. But criticism, it depends on the source and how they.
I just picture that. Nigga, who the fuck is you? Nigga, I'm Jerome Green. Oh. Who are you, Jerome Green? Just another nigga. Like, wait, what? The fuck?
Getting that Walgreens.
Why is he in the session?
Get that nigga out of here.
He's somebody's cousin. I don't.
Yeah, I think they're completely different. But criticism I could take if it's constructive. If it's just some bullshit,
that's the key
bullshit. Because I get that where people say stuff, it's like, well, why are you doing that? And you're like, hey, look, works for my life. I'm glad that your shit works for you, but keep that to you. Like,
for me, criticism, I only accept it when there's an intention behind it. Like for instance, if you critique and then give a suggestion afterwards to improve what I'm doing, I'm open to it. If it's just a critique to just where it just feels like it's to tear me down, I won't accept it.
That's my thing, man. Don't mention it. Don't come and critique me if you don't have a solution.
Yeah.
Or have some type of advice.
I don't mind if there's no solution to it if you come to me like that. Like, hey, I don't know, but that
ain't it.
That ain't it.
Like,
but they're saying it from they're
concerned.
Yeah, like
they're
I don't know exactly what it's missing, but this ain't it.
And I hate to revert back to that, but I think that's what Roy Jones was trying to do for Mike. He's like, I don't like that nigga's legs. But like.
The man had his knee wrapped. That was all you had to know.
The negativity, I use a lot of times. I use it for fucking motivation. Like when someone's like trying to be negative about what I'm trying to achieve, I lock in and go, well, the only reason why you're being negative about this because you know I'm on the verge of something. So, yeah, I'll take that shit and use it as fuel, and I'll push through it.
Oh yeah, like I don't know, man. Something's got to give. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You do a project, I gotta get my ass back on stage because that shit makes me feel like I don't think there's anybody saying nothing, but I'm like, nigga, if you want to play, let's play.
I think Kendrick's been referenced a lot this year.
It's time to write and be like, fuck it.
Did we all answer?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as we wrap up, this is going to be the last part. What role does self-talk play in your journey into believing yourself?
Major role. It's almost like words of affirmation. Like you have to keep saying positive things to yourself in order to keep you out of dark places. Like you have to be the good in your life. It's kind of weird. Like even though it's hard sometimes to, especially for me in particular, since I'm so hard on myself. But what I've learned is that I have to be like you're saying, with the gym. There's been a lot of days where I'm like, man, like I want to sleep in. Or there's been days where I couldn't go when I wanted to go, and I don't know if you know, Kevin. I'm pretty sure before I know, it's like you only want to hit the gym at certain times because it's like, man, if I go at 11 or 12,
That's why if I go doing shit like that, it's gonna be at home.
Yeah.
You go at certain times,
Yeah.
you ain't getting no equipment.
Yeah. It's like, because I mean, I remember one time we had something going on and I just couldn't go to the gym. And then her mom came down. I was like, cool. It was like 6 o'clock. I was like, cool, let's just try to hurry up and go to the gym. I walked in that gym, nigga. I said, is this a gym or a club?
Yeah. I've seen it to where those fucking teenagers hang out in
Yeah.
that motherfucker like
And
it's the mall.
And they're in groups of 3
sitting there on the equipment, nobody's using it.
and they're in groups of 3 to 5. Everybody's taking turn getting a rep in, and then they're talking in between. And I'm like, bro, like,
oh nah, you guys is close. You're close then. I'm finally at that age because I did that at the grocery store. There's some teenagers just standing there. I was like, hey yo, which line y'all in?
because I was like, I told my wife, I said, nah, let's just go.
Yeah, that's
Because it was like, it was too bad at the point. I was like, well, all right, we can't lift. Let's get in the treadmill. Every treadmill was taken. Every Stairmaster was taken. I was like, well, let's just, only workout we can get done here is walking in circles. Because if the fire marshal walking here right now, they shutting this shit down because this has to be at capacity. So it's like stuff like that. It's like I have to be like, okay, I try to talk to myself positive like that because like I know now I'm not gonna go after 6, but I'll tolerate the 12 to 2 type thing before, especially before school get out. After school's out, it's a wrap.
Did you say positive or just self-talk?
Just self-talk.
Because I was thinking the other side sometimes too. Is sometimes there's things where you're like, ain't nobody gonna tell me this shit. like, nigga, what are you doing? Sometimes you gotta tell yourself that. Like, what are you doing? And it's different. It's still positive because it's motivating yourself.
Yeah.
But it's like you attacking some shit that you know you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. Even like with the few things that I've had to deal with, like setbacks that I've had, I've told you that story, like with the DOT shit. And I remember I was hitting the gym heavy and all that, and it still didn't go the way I wanted it to. And I remember sitting there talking shit for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, just talking shit like, what the fuck's the point? Da, 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 da. And then Zuli was like, so, what, you just done with the gym? I said, no, I was just talking shit. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You just hit that realization. It's like, I talk so much shit to myself because it's like, at that moment, it was like, you just felt, I guess you catch your, I guess, an instant of feeling sorry for yourself. Then my inner voice was like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what the fuck you need to do. Get back to it, nigga. Shut up. Like, you know you're going to go back to the gym tomorrow. So.
It's literally one of those things where it's like, once you create that habit, it literally, it becomes, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it. Like, once you've gone for like 40, 45 days straight, or not straight, but like, you've worked out, 3 to 4 times for 5-6 weeks straight, you get it.
A little shape. I don't want to get like in good shape.
You ain't trying to be Michael B. Jordan?
It's gonna be a problem because I'm just gonna be like, I ain't never been this strong. So I might just start challenging niggas. Like, excuse me, I'm cutting in line.
I always thinking those instances always make me think like Cat Williams. When he said the shit, he was like, yeah, the motherfucker look like a phantom until a real phantom show up. So you might feel buff in the moment till that buff nigga show up right next to you.
I'm not cutting in front of that nigga. I'm not cutting in front of him. Well, no, maybe I might just be like, you know what?
Hey,
I can tell you a secret. You want to know who's really strong in the gym?
260.
The motherfucker working on the sweater.
Yeah.
That's who you don't want to mess with.
There's a lot of people in the gym I won't mess with.
The one that's in the sweater, don't mess with him. He do this for real. Or she does this for real.
The whole
there's
sweater?
A lot of she's.
No, the whole sweater.
Like, where they cover up everything so that you can't
not
see
cut
what's...
off. No, not cut off. It's whole sweater. It's
they're trying to cover up everything.
Because the second when they do get hot, they take that off. You're like, God damn.
Well, yeah. Or the people that are just buff and really nice. You're like,
and
you could kill me.
And let's not forget the elders who being there all the time. And you think, and you're like, no, that motherfucker's strong.
Yeah.
He's strong. You almost got me. I'm gonna leave Iron Mike alone.
I'm telling you. I feel like Iron Mike was there for a payday. I get his legs weren't under him, but I feel like if you got one clean hit, it'd have been a done deal.
You got to think about it this way, Kevin. Like,
I'm not fighting old people.
Mike had a problem going to 8 rounds. But fighting a normal person with no
Oh, no,
boxing
no, yeah,
experience,
yeah.
all he needs is one punch. Because my grandfather,
not necessarily a punch either.
right? My grandfather at the age of 68, 69, knocked the wind out my teenage ass that thought I was somebody.
Yeah.
With one punch, and he didn't even take that much of his energy.
Oh,
Old man strength is real.
well, I remember talking to Chuck. Shots out at Knott's Berry Farm. He's about to retire, and I was like, I think we should have all the young folks against the old folks. We just have a rumble. He's like, hey, might not be able to go that long, but that one punch I'm gonna give you, it's gonna be all I got. So I'm gonna fuck you up.
You gonna remember it.
All right. With that being said, this has been episode 174 of the Heavyweight Podcast.
Okay.
Again, we appreciate you for rocking with us. Our hearts to go out to Des because she couldn't be here for this taping. We rock with you. She'll be back, and we're with you in spirit. To next time, again, like, subscribe, share, and comment. Till next time, we love you. Peace.
Peace.
Ooh, sweating. That's a wrap, y'all. That's how she rock. So make sure you click like, subscribe. Tune in. We on all streaming platforms. So until next time, we'll holla at you.